So the ratio of 4.5 is equivalent to n to 7. Find the value of n. Similar to the previous questions, if we can make the same part of each of these ratios equivalent, then so must the other part of each equation. So, for example, if this number 5 and that 7 have been made to be the same number, so whatever the 4 and the n have become must also be the same. So the question is, how do we go about doing that? We look for the lowest common multiple of both 5 and 7. Well, that's going through the 5 times table, and we know 7 5s are 35. So we want to make this 35 and this 35. And we've done it here by multiplying, must always be multiplying that by, 7. And we've done it here by multiplying 7 by 5. What we do with one ratio, we must now do to the other. So we now have 4 times 7, which must give us 28, and n must be multiplied by 5 to give us 5n. Notice how each parts of the same ratio are multiplied by the same amount, 7, 7, 5 and 5, but that each ratio may be multiplied by a different number. So what this now tells us is that 35 is the same as 35, and therefore 28 is equal to 5n. So once we know 28 is equal to 5n, we can work out what 1n is equal. We divide both parts by 5, and we have 28 over 5. Well, let's write it as a mixed number. 5's into 28 go 5, remainder 3, 5. So n is the equivalent of 5 3/5. You should now be able to do part A of the worksheet that I emailed you. Pause this, have a go. Alternatively, you may be asked to look at a slightly more difficult one. Let's have an example here. This is only more difficult because now we're looking at n plus 1 in opposed to just n or v or t. So the same principle applies. Here we are, 3 and 5. There are two numerical values. Let's see what we need to multiply each part by to make them equivalent. Well, 3 and 8, we want to make them both 24. And how did I do that? Well, 3 times 8 gave me 24. So I must multiply n plus 1 by 8. Now when I do this, I must make sure I put the n plus 1 in brackets. It makes a big difference to our answer otherwise. So I want 8 lots of n plus 1. Close brackets. And to the other ratio, I've multiplied this by 3. And so I'm going to do the same to the other side, times by 3. So I've ended up with 5 3s 15. as before. I've got 24 and 24. They are now the same, which means that this and this must also be equal. So 8 lots of n plus 1 must equal 15. Now I need to solve this. 8 times n is 8n. 8 times 1 is 8 equals 15. Now putting all the numbers on the other side. If I take away 8 here, take away 8 here, I end up with 8n on this side. And this side is 7. And to find out what 1n is worth, n equals 7 over 8. And that should be my answer. Hopefully you can now have a go at part B of the last worksheet. Good luck.